World War II was ending. Berlin was falling. Germany was surrendering. But in one cold, isolated corner of Europe, the Germans were still holding the line. Why? Why did Hitler station hundreds of thousands of troops in Norway, and why didn't they give up? In April 1940, Nazi Germany invaded Denmark and Norway under Operation Weserübung. The goal? Control the North Atlantic and secure vital Swedish iron ore shipments that passed through Norway's ice-free ports. The invasion was a surprise and successful. Even though Norway resisted and fought bravely, the Germans quickly occupied the country. And once they were in, they didn't leave. Not for 5 more years. Norway wasn't just scenic, it was strategic. It gave Germany access to the North Sea and Atlantic shipping lanes. It was a base to attack Allied convoys heading to the Soviet Union. And those Swedish iron ore shipments? Essential for Nazi war production. So Hitler ordered massive fortifications, part of the Atlantic Wall, with airfields, naval bases, and heavy coastal guns all along the Norwegian coast. At the height of the war, Germany had 350,000 troops stationed in Norway. That's more than they had in Italy. But here's the twist, the Allies never launched a major invasion of Norway. Why? Because by 1944 to 1945, they had already landed in France, pushed up through Italy, and were closing in on Berlin from the west and east. Attacking Norway would have been expensive, bloody, and possibly unnecessary. Instead, they contained the threat, blockaded German forces, and let them sit. So while Europe burned, tens of thousands of German troops were stuck in Norway, cold, undersupplied, and waiting for orders that would never come. But the Red Army briefly crossed into northern Norway in late 1944 during their offensive against German troops retreating from Finland, liberating the town of Kirkenes. But after that, the Soviets stopped advancing, and Norway remained under German control until May 1945. So while there was a short flash of Soviet combat on Norwegian soil, the vast majority of the German troops stationed there never fired a shot in anger after 1940. Norwegian civilians lived under a brutal occupation. The Nazi puppet government, led by Vidkun Quisling, collaborated with the Germans. His name became a synonym for traitor. The Gestapo arrested resistance fighters. Thousands of Norwegians joined underground cells, sabotaging railways, blowing up German supply lines, and helping downed Allied pilots escape. Even as Berlin fell in May 1945, the German forces in Norway didn't immediately surrender. They waited for clear orders. They feared Soviet occupation. Some commanders even believed they might hold out longer or be used in post-war bargaining. Eventually, on May 8, 1945, German forces in Norway formally surrendered. Over 370,000 German soldiers laid down their arms, one of the largest single surrenders in the entire war. Germany's presence in Norway shows just how far Hitler was willing to go to defend every inch of occupied territory, even when the war was already lost. It also reminds us that World War II wasn't just about the big names and big battles. Some of the longest, coldest, and quietest fronts were still deadly, still brutal, and still filled with stories worth telling. Thanks for watching Quick History. Drop a comment. Should the Allies have invaded Norway? Hit subscribe for more overlooked World War II stories.